Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters worldwide, it is yours truly, the big guy with the big show, the Lord Nelson, that is. And today's episode of Sensational Singles is brought to you by the new album by Plastic Catastrophe with Lord Nelson, titled 2. Yes, indeed, it's an amazing banger. Headbangers got that groove. You shall be entertained. Don't play yourself. It is exclusively on Bandzoogle, and I will leave the link for you to download it. It's only $9.99. Come on, man, stop playing. It's that dope and worth the purchase price. You guys be good. The album 2 by yours truly, the Lord, and the magnificent Matt Acevedo from Plastic Catastrophe with Lord Nelson. You guys be good. Peace. Woo!
You are now tuned into Sensational Singles. I am the Lord Nelson, that is, and you shall be entertained. Make sure to subscribe, like, love, share, and comment. Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, and Funkateers across the universe. Welcome back to Sensational Singles, the podcast where we celebrate the songs that changed the music forever. Forever, ever? Yeah, I'm your host, the big guy with the big show, the Lord Nelson, that is, and this show is brought to you by the Crowncast Network in association with 5555 Royals ENT. And today, we're diving into a record that didn't just define funk, it expanded the entire universe of groove. A song so deep, so cosmic, so unapologetically funky that you just can't listen to it. You have to wade into it. Yeah. Today's sensational single is Not Just Knee Deep by Parliament, Funkadelic. Let's get into it, baby. Released in 1979 on the album Uncle Jam Wants You, Knee Deep arrived at a moment when George Clinton and the P-Funk Collective were at the absolute height of their powers. And by the late 70s, Parliament Funkadelic wasn't just a band. They were a movement, yo. A funk empire consisting of Parliament, Funkadelic, Bootsy's Rubber Band, the Brides of Funkenstein, Parlay, a rotating cast of musical geniuses that brought us such great musicianship. There's no doubt about it. And at the center of it all was George Clinton, the mastermind who fused psychedelic rock, soul, gospel, R&B, and raw funk into one cosmic philosophy. P-Funk wasn't just music, it was mythology, aliens, motherships, groove theology, and a message that echoed across dance floors everywhere. Knee Deep is not a short song, ladies and gentlemen. The full version clocks in at over 15 minutes. And that's exactly the point. The record is a funk journey, slowly unfolding second by second to minute. The groove begins with a hypnotic bass line and shimmering keyboards, creating a rhythm so deep you feel like you're literally wading into the music. And then Bootsy Collins' influences felt throughout the track with his rubbery bouncing bass sound that became a signature P-Funk sonic identity. The groove never rushes. Instead, it breathes, it stretches, it invites we the listeners into a hypnotic trance where rhythm becomes the language. Now, at its core, Knee Deep is about love, heartbreak, and emotional immersion. The narrator finds himself completely consumed by a relationship, not just involved, not just interested, but knee deep in it. And that metaphor, yo, is brilliant. Because being knee deep to me means you're completely committed. You're already in the water, man, soaking wet. There's no easy way to get back to dry land. No, 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 no. Now, George Clinton and the P-Funk crew, they use humor, swagger, and funk philosophy to tell this story. Now, the song moves between romantic reflection, playful storytelling, and dance floor hypnosis. It's so intoxicating, man. It's emotional, but it's never heavy, though. Because with P-Funk, even heartbreak has a groove. Now, one of the most fascinating things about Knee Deep is how layered the track is, because every few minutes, something new appears. Shimmering synthesizers, funky guitar riffs, vocal call and response, playful spoken interjections. It feels almost like a live jam session captured in the studio. And that was the genius of the P-Funk collective. Instead of rigid songwriting structures, they embraced musical exploration. And the result, a track that feels alive. Now, here's where that P-Funk sound becomes truly legendary, though, because decades later, that P-Funk groove would give birth to one of the most iconic hip-hop movements of all time, defining that West Coast G-Funk sound, built almost entirely on the DNA of Parliament Funkadelic. In other words, without P-Funk, to me, there's no G-Funk era. Because artists like Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Ice Cube, and this DJ B. Warren G, all built entire sonic landscapes using the funk architecture George Clinton created. Knee Deep represents everything that made Parliament Funkadelic revolutionary. They didn't follow trends. They created entire worlds. Their concerts look like intergalactic funk operas, psychedelic theater, music revolutions, complete with the mothership landing on stage. Can you picture that? If you know it, you know it. If you haven't seen it, you gotta go see it, man. Funk mythology, of course, blistering musicianship and orchestration, man. Dance floor liberation. I'm telling you, man. And through it all, the message remains simple. The funk is a force of freedom. Free your mind and your ass will follow. Yeah, man. And now, more than 4 decades later, Knee Deep remains one of the most influential funk records ever recorded. Its impact echoes across hip-hop, R&B, neo-soul, electronic music, funk revival bands. You got to have these kind of songs in the set if you're a funk band. There's no doubt about it. And I could think about De La Soul with Me, Myself, and I. They use that Knee Deep so well, man. Shout out to De La Soul. Rest in peace, Dave. Man, I love that. I'm a big fan of De La Soul. I got to do something on them also. So, ladies and gentlemen, not just Knee Deep, it is a sensational single because the groove is timeless. The vibe is unstoppable. And once you step into it, you're knee deep in the funk, baby. Yeah. And that, my friends, is today's sensational single. Not just Knee Deep by Parliament Funkadelic, a cosmic funk masterpiece that proved once and for all the groove is limitless. I'm your host, the big guy with the big show, the Lord, Nelson that is. And this has been Sensational Singles powered by the Crowncast Network in association with 5 Royals ENT. And as always, thank you for taking the time to spend some time. And until next time, remember that music, no matter the genre, is universal and the greatest high and time machine we know. You guys be good. Yeah. Peace. Woo. Ha.
You are now tuned into Sensational Singles. I am the Lord, Nelson that is, and you shall be entertained. Make sure to subscribe, like, love, share, and comment. Let's go.